All right. Are we audible? Let's see. There's no one watching right now. Is there someone watching? Am I audible? Can someone hear me? Just want to confirm that audio works. Just let me know if audio works. Huh, what is happening? Why are all of these languages being installed? Okay, this, I'm going to move it a little bit right there. Where's my browser? Right there. There's my Discord right there. Also, it notifies this. You know what? I have to do something. Let me know if I'm audible, okay? If someone joins, just please let me know if I'm audible. Need to... Because I have work-related stuff there sometimes, and I also want to come here to settings and do this. I also may have some work-related images. Oh, let me fix my keyboard as well because it's all messed up. What is this mouse doing here? Okay, so we have Aaron in chat. Aaron, I guess you can hear me, right? Yeah, I did it way too early. But we didn't do too much. You're fine? Okay. Thank you. Just fixing everything here. Let me just fix this in the meantime. Screenshots. Clear history. I don't have any work-related screenshots there. We didn't do too much, so don't worry about it, okay? I am going to document what we did yesterday because I don't like not having that documented, to be honest. And it's gonna be a long time before I upgrade to Debian 14 or something. But the cheap user is here. We have Fraser in chat. But it's not because you're cheap just because, Fraser. French people in general are really cheap. So it's just a matter of culture, okay? Now, imagine a French open source lover, brother. Like, how cheaper than that can you be, you know? Like, there's nothing. Yeah. Like, nothing can exceed that, you know? So, okay. The template worked, Aaron. The template that we created yesterday, but I'm going to recreate it again and I'm gonna document it because I don't like that, man. I don't like being lost. How do you know I'm past 100%? Yeah. Because that's my audience, man. Like, I appealed at the wrong audience. Like, they use ad blockers, they love open source, they don't like donating shit, they don't like paying for applications, they like pirating stuff. Like, how worse can it get, you know? Like, my target audience should be sugar daddies, people with money that just pay the bills, brother. For the lowered OS, it's only on Linux and Windows. Which one? Cubes was for the lowered OS? What do you mean? Linux and Windows. Which cubes? The Kubernetes or what? Kubernetes was for the lowered OS? What do you mean? For Debian? There is a Linux Giga distro, and that is Debian, okay? That is the one that I use. Why did I start using Debian? I think because back then when I started, I thought, why is everyone using Ubuntu if Ubuntu comes from Debian? Like, why don't they go directly to the source? But Ubuntu is really popular because of the desktop support, I think, and because of Canonical, and because they make it look pretty and all that stuff. But, you know, I don't know. So I decided to go with Debian. And that's what I've been using ever since, and it works fine. I think Debian makes sense in servers. I think it does. Like, I'm not gonna go with Rocky Linux or some shit like that. That only came out when CentOS was acquired. Who acquired CentOS? Was it? Who acquired it? I remember I was working at my previous company. Red Hat. Yep. And Red Hat is pretty much IBM, right? So Ubuntu is better if you have a business plan. Oh. Oh, okay. So like if you wanna manage like a fleet of, well, if you want to manage your computers the way that you do it with Windows, I guess they must provide like a solution for managing employees' computers or something. I have no idea, man. I don't know why people use Ubuntu. I have no idea. I'm going to increase the amount of time that messages are shown in chat. Hold on. Because sometimes I miss them. And I don't have a lot of messages, so let's see. Where is this thing? It's right here. Where is this thing? Right here. We're going to set the where is it? Overlay. We're gonna set it to visibility. Messages. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Auto hide messages. Did I do after? How long should I auto hide them? Maybe a minute? I think a minute is decent. Because I have time to read. When there's just a few people, I have time to read them. The ones that stay there on top. How many seconds is this? 60 seconds. I think this is 60 seconds. Yeah. Yep. Let me just... members. Hold on. Copy link. Let's hide this. Chat. Hit OK here. Let's refresh this. Okay. Can you send the message, Aaron? Just want to check if it works now. Okay. That way, if we make a dumb comment, we never do, then it will be displayed eternally. Yep. I set it to a minute. 60, I don't know how much. What is it? No, it's 60 seconds, right? I think it's 60 seconds. Yep. Yeah, of course it is. 60 seconds. Yep. I think that's decent. Because when there's just a few folks and they type messages, I don't miss them. I think I take a look at chat at least once a minute. We're gonna see. Otherwise, I'm going to increase it. 10 minutes? No, 1 minute. I set it to 1 minute, brother. 1 minute is enough. Oh, but I think it's staying there for, or should I increase it? These are the type of things that I should not think about too much, but I do, you know? And I'm like, should I set it to a minute or should I set it to 5 minutes or 10 minutes? And I think about it and I'm like, brother, no, 1 minute is decent. 1 minute is decent. 1 minute is good. I think it is working for a minute. Let's see. We're gonna count, okay? Can someone send a message? Just one person. And we're gonna do a stopwatch. Let's see. The message that I sent. We're gonna see if it stays there for a minute. Just send something, Fraser. Whatever. Max greater than Vim. 1 minute. Let's see. Oh, didn't stop it. Stopwatch. There we go. 1 minute. That is the one. So I need to document this. That is the only thing we're gonna do. In the morning, I tested the template and it works amazingly, brother. It creates the VM. Yesterday, you remember that we had an issue, but that is because I was trying to install NeoFetch. And NeoFetch, it seems that it's just gone. So I switched it to FastFetch, and now, that works good. So yeah, 1 minute to show the messages there, I think is... It could be a good... Yeah, that lasted a minute. That did last a minute. It could be a good idea. The chat text is about 5 lines long in total, so the best would be the one giving you enough time to read it. Yeah, I think 1 minute. The problem is that sometimes I'm busy doing something and you guys post stuff there and I'm like, what did you guys say? So I have to switch back here and read, and I don't like that too much, but 1 minute gives me enough time, unless like it's a busy stream and there's like a lot of people. They're just going to be showing on top of each other, so I'll be able to see at least the last message there. But 1 minute, or should we do 2 minutes? Should we do 2 minutes? Now, regarding the good time, no, I'm gonna do 2 minutes.
Sisterin. That's what TTS is for.
That's what TTS, exactly. You have a good point. These cheap motherfuckers, Don't pay for TTS. You're the only one, Aaron. There's a few others. Man, that's why I get a lot of unsubscribers. But if you get offended by that, we don't want you here. All right? So that's what TTS is for. You have a good point. I'm too considerate with these cheap people, you know? Now that I think about it, you're right. Fuck them. No, but when it's just a stream with a few people, let's increase it a little bit, okay? I'm going to increase it to 2 minutes so I don't have to be going back and forth with the chat window and that stuff. Where is this thing? Let's do 180. 180, 1, 2, 3. 180. How many? Okay. This is milliseconds. I don't know what number I have here. What number is this? Oh, I have one. I have one more zero there. Okay. I have one more zero. Let me delete this. There. Do I have the correct amount of zeros? Yep. I have the correct amount of zeros there. Let me copy this. Let me hide this. And let me fix this. Chat. Chat. At social stream. There we go. Let me refresh this. Now let's try it. I'm gonna check with the last message that I sent. If you guys sent something, I'm gonna check right now. This would make a nice script. Yeah, exactly. I need to make a script out of this. I automate a lot of stuff in OBS. Send something there. I'm not sending something, okay? I automate a lot of stuff in OBS, like switching scenes with my keyboard, and this definitely should be something that I should do, man, because I waste too much time configuring chat, and it would be easy if I just would bring up like an FCF menu. For example, if I need to set up the recording type, I do it here. If it's just me, 2 guests, 3 guests, 4 guests, right? Or if I need to set up the guests and all the layouts and all that, I do it with this from a markdown file. So, but yeah, I have to do something about that. But I don't know. It hasn't caused any pain. It hasn't caused much pain as for me to do something about it yet. But I hate it. I hate changing that manually. Oh, it just lasted a minute, right? You saw that? It was just a minute. Why? Let me take a look. Let me take a look real quick. Studio mode, YouTube chat, chat. Where is this thing? Oh, it didn't copy it. Hold on. Didn't copy the link. But I said it here, brother. Let's see. Okay. There we go. Copy link. Then let's come here. Let me just refresh this. Hit OK. Okay, let's try it now. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. There we go. Let's try it now. I think I got it this time. Eradicated my message, yeah. What's for dinner? I think I read that. I already had lunch today, but in around 2 hours, a little bit over 2 hours, we're gonna watch a movie with my daughter and my wife. I don't like these movies, man, but my wife bought the book, and if she read it, she is allowed to watch the movie. So she read the book, this one, so we're gonna watch that. I don't like those movies, but you know, she's pretty excited about it. So we're gonna eat some popcorn, I think, and we're gonna see what happens. So I think the timing is working now. 1 minute and 6 seconds so far. Yep, that timing is better. Should have 3 modes. The first, alcoholic, popcorn, extra battery. I don't know which ones we're gonna get. Okay, so this works. Let me just leave it there. Let's see. Yeah, they will disappear. I hope they will. Let's assume that it works, okay? So let's do this whole thing again. So I've been thinking about how I'm going to organize my nodes. I created a new repo, which is here, nodes. This is my old repo of nodes, Obsidian main. This is where I have the maze of information, right? But this one is new. I don't have a lot of information here, just a few notes that I created for a few videos, but that's pretty much it. Nothing major. So I'm gonna do a fresh start here. Yes, I could use org and Emacs, but it's gonna take me way too long and I want to write the notes down, okay? If this becomes useful, I'm pretty sure there's a way to migrate from Markdown to org so that I could try to transfer them afterwards, okay? So I have to think how I'm going to do this, okay? And I'm going to, okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it based on the daily note. Today is Saturday, so I'm just going to do it whatever day that is, okay? There is, yes, don't worry. Okay, so I have to think. If I was capturing this, how would I capture it? Something that I can search in the future, because my headings are not well written, but I've thought about it and you're gonna see that it's gonna make sense, okay? So I would write something maybe like, let me think. What would I search? What would future me search in order to find this information? Yeah. I would do something like, Something like this, maybe. Something like this. Yep. Debian version in XCP-NG as a template. New Debian version in XCP-NG as a template. This assumes that you have XCP-NG cluster running. But I'm going to leave these here. These tags here, and you're gonna understand why, okay? This assumes that you have a working XCP-NG cluster running, and you want, for example, create a template to deploy Debian 13 VMs. Trixie instead of Debian 12. What was 12? Buster, right? No? It was 12? Debian 12. Bookworm. So you're gonna see right now what this is going to be like, okay? That you have. Sometimes Harper just messes things up, brother. Like, what the fuck, Harper? This assumes that you have. But I don't like to see the warnings there. What are that you're working? You see, sometimes Harper is just out of context and it doesn't know what the fuck we're trying to do. But I cannot leave those warnings there because I hate them, brother. Like, we're gonna fix them later, okay? But like, hold on. Oh man, I don't get used to this keyboard. Debian. The easiest way. Okay, we're gonna take care of that after. And once. Okay, yeah, this makes sense. So if I come here and I create this file, XCP-NG Markdown, that is gonna create an empty file, but I'm gonna explain why that makes sense. Deploy a new Debian version XCP-NG as a template, okay? Fun challenge, use Emacs now. No, I can't. It would take me way too long to do something in Emacs right now. Like, I don't even know how to link notes together in Emacs. I don't know how to do this in org. I don't know how to link notes. I don't know how to work with my daily notes. I don't know how to format my daily note this way. So eventually I will probably migrate this entire repo from Markdown to org. But yeah, not now. That's how you learn. Yeah. But I wouldn't make any progress. You know, I want to make progress with this because I want to learn Ansible, Kubernetes, and I need to progress right now. Like, I use NeoVim when I need to work. When I'm at work and I need to do something, that's what because I'm just used to it. You know, I'm not saying it's better or not. I'm not saying that Emacs is better. You know, it's just a matter of what you're used to, actually. You know what, for example, instead of Debian 12, Bookworm. Yep. Okay. Now, something that I would do in here would be, download the fuck. download the ISO and transfer it to XOA. I'm gonna create a note here. macOS is my choice. I need to XOA. I'm gonna create this note, okay? And I'm also going to create this one. So I'm just creating notes here. You're gonna understand why in a little while. The Debian. This one, uppercase. Trixie. What do you mean? Add Trixie to the user dictionary. Working. What do you mean, Harper? But when I fix that one, this assumes you're working. Okay, you know what? You're working. Okay. You're working. You're working with an XCP-NG cluster. Fuck you, Harper. You're just making my life more complicated right now, brother. Like, I shouldn't worry about this right now. But that's a problem that I have. That I read things literally, and sometimes if it's cleaner now, but no, because it says this assumes you're working with an XCP-NG cluster running. A cluster running. You see, I'm navigating around like a peasant again when I should be using Flash operations. Okay. Why? Why are we leaving that stupid space in there, brother? Like, okay, so I understand that you do that. You leave that space there, but oh, I'm just gonna ignore it. I'm gonna pretend this is not happening, and we're just gonna let it pass, okay? Just, this is not gonna distract me right now, okay? And want, why? I cannot. I'm sorry, brothers, but I cannot. It was fine, but it's something that is messing up right there. Why? Like, if I unwrap stuff, I enabled wrap again, but here, look. Okay. There we go. There we go. I don't know why. There's something weird. There's someone to create a template to deploy Debian 13 VMs instead of Debian 12. You can't pretend. I need to be able to get the Debian ISO to XOA. Okay. I have those steps in my old notes. Okay. So, okay. Here. I remember this. Here. Here. Debian download. I need this. Yep. I'm just gonna clean this up right now. Okay. Yep. This is my XCP-NG server itself. Yep. Oh, I had that information there. Okay. Amazing. Now, I didn't upload it there. I uploaded the image somewhere else. If we come here, and if we go to send orchestra, and if we go to storage, no, to storage, we go to disks, no, advanced, general, stats, this hosts here. Go to know where to upload this image in XOA. Under hosts. You'll be able to see the location, which in my case is this one. Yep, this is old. This is old. If there's a reason that I use Zen over Proxmox, because I started with this home lab many years ago, and Proxmox was not as advanced as it is right now. Back then, the only tutorials that you had available were the Lawrence tutorials. So he just sold me pretty much, Tom Lawrence from Lawrence Systems. So I just guided my way through using all of the information that he provided. There was a friend as well that was using XCP-NG at the time. So I guess he's like one of the main reasons. I don't know. I don't remember if there's any other reasons, but I wanted to set up a cluster, and I was able to do it with XCP-NG. Just got used to it, but I run a Proxmox one as well. I just don't have a cluster because I have a single one in Proxmox. I was planning to, but I'm missing another computer, and RAM is too expensive, brother. Like, I try to buy RAM. Like, I try to upgrade these to 64 gigs of RAM each. I just have one with 64 gigs of RAM, this one, XCP3. I try to upgrade these two to 64, but I was too late. I tried to do that, like, I don't know, a couple months ago, and I just couldn't, I just couldn't. So I don't know when I'll be able to upgrade the RAM on these two other bad boys. But yeah, download the ISO and transfer it to XOA. You can't get them any higher. Yeah, man. Like, or 64 gigs of RAM. Like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I paid like $120, I think. I was looking at Amazon the other day. When I tried to buy it a couple months ago, brother, I was like, what the fuck happened? You know, it was like 4 times the price. So I said, nah. And I will use it to get the Debian ISO to XOA. The installation, the download instructions are there. So in Finder, just do Command K and at this location. Okay, so this is the first thing that we did yesterday. Okay, we were able to transfer the ISO. The fuck? To my Samba container. So we have the ISO there. I already have the instructions and the steps to get the ISO to XOA. Okay, so now we have the ISO here. Oh, I remember that I have something quite useful for this as well. Next, we test out OpenNebula as a hypervisor. When I stick or when I start with something, I just don't switch, man. Like, you have no idea how many hours, how many months, years I have invested into XCP-NG. Oh man, it is crazy. So I just don't wanna, I don't wanna switch to something else, you know, because it's been like too much. But with AI, it's simpler, man, because you already know what you have to do. You just have to find the way to speak the other hypervisor language, right? Because you already know the terms pretty much. Now, there is something to refresh. Hold on. This is useful. Debian. This is just to download it, okay? Deploy an XCP-NG. For the reason you prefer Proxmox, moving stuff to XCP and managing them is a pain. Yep. So you're used to Proxmox pretty much, right? So it's like switching from NeoVim to Emacs or from Emacs to NeoVim. Oh man, you have to think it through. And if it works, especially if it's a business environment, if it works, don't touch it, right? But when it comes to my editor, I'm just playing around and I can have the luxury of trying another one because it's not going to break anything, but it's just going to break my life. I had something useful somewhere. Maybe in XCP-NG. Hold on. Maybe in XCP-NG. Storage repositories, I remember. No, next away. There, this. I need this. I don't want it highlighted like this. Okay, so I have to start moving more efficiently, okay? Just gonna leave a note here for myself. Where's rescan? It's under here. I think I remember it was here somewhere. Yep. Connect. Where was it? Let me just hide this. Rescan all disks. Yep. That is the one. When you do that, if you want your ISO to show up here, you just have to rescan all disks at the top. Every 10 minutes. GSR, GSR, this, or this. No, GSR 8 or this. There we go. Okay, it's looking good. It's looking good. So we're here. We're here. Do we complete this? Download the ISO and transfer it to the XOA from macOS? Yep. That finishes that part. Okay. Of course, this assumes that you have your Samba container up and running. So I'm not gonna worry about documenting that right now until the time to redeploy XCP-NG comes in my whole cluster. But I hope that doesn't happen anytime soon. Okay, so after I transfer this, now let's see how useful this is gonna be in the future. I'm gonna be like, okay, how do I deploy a new Debian machine? What would I look for? I would probably search for a file, and I would search for maybe, let's say, XCP-NG. I think I would search for XCP-NG. If I do here, gr, go to reference, it's gonna take me here. I only have one reference right now, so this is not too useful right now, but you know, it's gonna take me where I want. It's simple right now, not complicated, because I just have one, but we're gonna see how all of this behaves when I have more than one. Well, let's see, do I have a single reference for each one of these? Yep, XCP-NG Mac OS XOA. Okay. Now, after doing that, what did we do yesterday? After doing that, we did, I know, I left the word there. I left the keyword there. Install and configure the OS, okay. Create a template. Yep. Why don't you have a master document for it? Because that is exactly what happened the last time. Look at this master document, XCP-NG, and it's a mess. It's a mess of information there. You remember? So I have this master one, XCP-NG.md, and I also have XOA.md, right? And I also have Debian.md, and I didn't know where the fuck everything was. So the same thing is going to happen. So this time is going to be different. We're going to use the daily notes as the master document, and let me explain why, okay? If, for example, right, I add a reference, this note from May, right? Oh, delete this swap file. I don't care about it, brother. Like, remove it, delete it, whatever you want with it. I don't care. It's R to remove it, right? D to delete it. Delete it. So let me just give you an example. What is XCP-NG? Like this, right? So let's say that in the future, right, I want to look for something related to XCP-NG. I'm probably going to come here and I'm going to look for XCP-NG, which is the master document, we could say. Notice that it says there are two references to file, right? So I'm going to do GR in the future, and I'm going to take a look at the date, okay? Which one is the newest one? This is May, July. This is the latest one. So this should have the most updated information, you know? This must have the oldest information, and I can read the context there. This is just the text heading, what is XCP-NG, and here I can read the context as well. Deploy new Debian version in XCP-NG as a template. This assumes I'm working with an active, blah, 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 what we did right now. So I think this is going to solve most of our problems. Probably not. I will know a year from now, okay? I will know a year from now. Now, I need to deploy this machine manually. And that sucks dick. I need to deploy this VM. Go through the GUI to be able to create a template out of it. Using the browser, which is but don't worry, we'll create a template out of this VM out of this VM. This will so these are steps and I need to follow them this way. Need to deploy. New. Let's add this keyword here. Yep. So now where was Trixie? Trixie was on the XCP-NG here. Okay. Yep. I'm gonna do another heading in here. And no, a level 4 heading because it's inside here. Deploy. We're just gonna copy this. We're just gonna copy it all the way here. And I'm gonna leave a note there for myself. Let's see. Home VMs, new VM, select pools, home lab, templates. We have Debian bookmark 12. Is this? But why does it say preview? I'm gonna use that 11.1 template. Yep. I don't need to specify dates because I'm on today's date. So as of today, there's no Debian 13 template. Yeah, so I'm gonna use this one. Debian Bullseye 11. Infos. Why infos, brother? It's info. Debian Bullseye. Okay, I'm gonna give it the name that I had before. And I think that name was home templates. This name. I chose this name for a reason. Apparently, we said yesterday. Hold on. Oh, yeah. That's good. No, hold on. Why can't I undo this, brother? 13.6, right? What the fuck are you doing, man? What are you doing? .6.0. Yep. Yeah, 4.4 default behavior. Didn't change anything else there. Topology default behavior. ISO. From the shared ISO storage stem Docker. And it's the 13.6.0. I don't want this, and I don't want this. I did it on XCP3, I think. Yep. 80. Let's give it 100. Auto power on? Depends. Okay. That's good. I can decide that on a base, on a case-by-case basis. Why are you complaining about this? Gigabytes? Like, why do you have to be such a bitch like that sometimes, Harper? Let's see. SpaceXX, what are you complaining about? Did I meant to spell X away this way? Yep. I did. Did you meant to spell GUI this way? What the fuck? Like, you should at least have it with uppercase letters, you know? But sometimes I spell it this way. Oh yeah, GUI. That's fine. Use a space after a comma. Oh, okay. Okay. You have a point there. I'll just, okay. No, because this is a username. So just leave it like that. I know it makes sense, but let's just leave it like that, okay? Oh, you know what? GSS, okay. Oh no, I cannot because it's part of the description. But let's just put it like this, okay? Name. Yep, XCP3. Docker. What is this? Oh, it's another file, okay. Delete this. Okay. I'm gonna put this here. Oh, I'm just complicated myself, brother. Like, there we go. XOA. $344. Okay. Why is this? Yeah, we should fix it. Now, something that I don't like is that this is a color and the value is a different color. Like, the key is a color and the value is a different one. But here, I'm breaking that rule. So, I don't like that. I'm just gonna ignore it. I'm just gonna pretend that I'm okay with that. We're just gonna leave it at that. This explains stuff quite well for me, I think. So after we did this, we created the VM. Okay. After, yep, this goes back on a heading 3 again. Create. Mm, mm, no, but the template. Okay, so this is to create the VM. Mm, yep, I need to do this. Now, I'm gonna need these steps. So configure. This is the step that goes after we create the VM, install Debian on the created VM. Yeah, so when we started, we went to the console tab. So now, what I will not know, deploy the new VM on XOA Web UI. Should I put numbers in the ones that need to take an order? Should I use numbers? Because then I put stuff in between, and I don't know if the stuff that is in between needs to follow an order or not. You know what? I don't like using numbers, but I think out of experience, I need them. In Emacs, you can have the numbers added manually when you switch the headings. And in Emacs, I don't know how to do it in any of them, okay? So just shush it. In org, you can you can you can have those numbers added automatically because org people are gonna think that I'm crazy, okay? Now something that I've been thinking is, should I document closer to where the stuff is happening. Like, this has to be documented because this is the manual steps that I have to do, like a peasant, only one time to be able to deploy VMs. This is just going to be a one-time thing, okay? And I don't have to go through this ever again unless I upgrade the Debian version to Debian 13, but we'll see when we get there. We're gonna leave this host name, Debian, okay. I don't like that. I don't want to swap partition. Yep, we will. In case that I'm wondering, we will manually each VM time of deploy script. Just in case that I wonder why I'm doing this, okay? Yes, we did that yesterday. It worked fine. Yep. Yep. Software. Yep. SSH server. Standard utilities. Yep. Group bootloader. Yep. Finish the installation screen. Markdown bold. For XCP-NG, let's switch here. Why doesn't it indent all of them at once? Okay. This doesn't go here. If creating a template, follow this, okay? Now we need to work on the template. We did this yesterday. Getting ready to create a template. Now, this is step number step 2. Yep. Yeah, this is step number 3. Why do I do this? Because there are that I always want as part of my templates. Like for example, copy my SSH public key. XCP-NG, guest tools. Yep, that makes sense. I do that here. I'm gonna need these actually, you know. We don't need these. And I don't need the 2 in the middle. Let's just copy them. Where's this thing? Let's just copy this. Let's just fold this. Let's just delete. Now, why did I leave this here before? I'm wondering, like, make it work, but we'll see. What was I thinking when I was doing? And I'm curious. I was thinking of something not relevant right now, brother. Like, we can let it go. Okay. I'm gonna do this. Oh yeah, the public key. You want a bit of a see. The Harper thing looks super annoying. Which one? Where is it? I don't see it right now. It's a double-edged sword, you know, because it helps you keep your standards and your typos in check, but sometimes it is really annoying. Like, you can disable some rules. Yep. You can disable some rules, of course, the ones that are more annoying. Oh, it was even more annoying, brother. Like, the ones that are like really annoying and nvmlsp config. Like, let me show you the ones that are really annoying. Like, use title case. I just turned it off, and use closed quotes as well because it was just too much. Every heading, it wanted it to have like uppercase letters. It would be complaining about this right now, that it doesn't have a public, like an uppercase P here. Well, I'm able to see that, yeah. Don't yet. So get the IP from your router, okay? Yesterday, Well, actually, it's not XCP-NG, it's XOA, brother. But we will that indeed sounds awful. But indeed. Now this weird bug happening again, you see? But it's just because it ends right where the end of the line begins, so it just gets crazy, I think. Does this fix it? Yep, I don't know why. That's a weird bug. I don't know what's happening there. Guess those are not installed yet, but we won't get the MAC address. Go to the VM network tab and get the MAC address. Then SSH as your regular Look how annoying it is. Like Harper, come on. So, okay, I already have the IP, let's say. We get the IP. We just SSH into it. Just copy and paste. Okay. I can do this with the script. I don't have to do this. Like, yeah, we're gonna ask AI. Or should we do it manually? It's just a one-time thing though. Like, I'm not gonna automate this. It's just one thing that you do once every like 2 years. So it's fine. Let's just do it like peasants, okay? Oh, but we can fix the script a little bit here. Why is it highlighting add? Oh, because it's a comment. Okay. No. You know what? I'm gonna add some logic here. Well, not me, but Fucker. No, these are my private notes, brother. Like, this is my personal information. I don't know why I'm sharing it on stream, but this is my personal note, so they're not in a public repo. They're in a private repo. Look at this section. Look at this section. On this file. The script that I have there is just garbage. I mean, it works, but don't. And just don't make it super complicated. And is it gonna know? Let's see. Let's see what it comes up with, what idea it comes up with, okay? Let's see. Not root. Okay, that's good. I like that. I like that. The public key is not valid. Okay. Okay, that's good. Okay, that is good. So it actually compares or makes sure that the key is valid. Okay. Creates a directory, changes the permissions for the directory, authorize keys, creates the file. The key already exists. Okay. Otherwise, the key was added. Okay. Changes permissions for authorized keys. What is this? Oh, the permissions. If it's different than 700, permissions are wrong. Okay. Permissions are wrong for authorized keys and for the directory. Okay. Then key was not found. Okay. Okay. Only if the key is not there. Yeah, I like that, brother. I like that. Yep. That's a good call. I'm gonna stretch for a little while. Gonna stand up. Don't look at my penis, okay? Yeah, I've been on my knees. That's what she said all this time, man. Because I don't like to be sitting down all the time. So sometimes I put myself on my knees. I have some yoga things right down there and a yoga mat. And I just like put on my knees there. But I think I'm gonna switch to the seating position for the next part of the stream. You sound like you need a standing disk, brother. I have a standing disk. Look at this. You see that it's going up? But I just purchased it and I never use it. Don't tell my wife. She knows. She knows that I don't use it. But I think I could use it standing for a little while. The problem is that I have a lot of cables connected, so I don't know if I cannot risk it and do it right now because wives always know. Yeah, they know. So let's see. I like what this thing did there. Then just copy and paste the public key to authorized keys. But why do I have, oh, this is, I'm just declaring the variable there, my public key. Okay. Okay, that's good. Yeah, so these validations that it did seem reasonable. Are we gonna try them? What do you think? After doing this, we have to be good QAs and we have to make sure it works. Like delete the whole thing, the template, and just try it, okay? Can this be? No, this cannot be automated because I have to switch between root and I don't know. Oh, you know what? You know what? I can add it as a here doc, okay? You know, because take a look at this section. I have a this script. The script block. Keep the same validation. Prepare a here doc. Execute and remove. Yep. Okay. The sewer section unchanged. Okay. Let's do that. Yeah. This one is good. Install the guest tools. Okay. Install the guest tools to your VMs. The tools are made of two main components. Okay, I'm gonna leave that information there. It's fine. Attach the guest tools ISO before pre. What the fuck happened, brother? Okay. You see how annoying Harper is? You see it all over the place? Then you just get used to it bitching about everything. But I'm gonna fix the typos in a little while, okay? But it is useful because take a look at this. Right? You see that right there? So it complains, but it's useful. Yep, you have a point there. But you can disable that. If you don't like a rule, just to give you an example, do I have gigabytes there? But here, for example, you see the name of the control WD, I think it was. Oh shit, I closed it. What did I do? What did I do here? Command Q. Let's just quit Kitty. Let's just kill that bad boy. So you can, for example, where is it? Oh, did it do the here doc? Did it finish that? Did you do that? Oh, I didn't give it the permissions. Command T. Oh. Switch session. You didn't? Maybe I just fucked it up when I quit Kitty and it didn't finish. Okay, so this is good. We already checked this. Yep. So I'm just going to add this section here. 3.2. Install the guest tools. 3.3. Oh, this is what it didn't save. Okay. But why is it not? Okay, let's leave it like that. Okay. Does it allow me to put it like that? No? Okay, just like this. Yep. Okay, I need to organize this, but didn't. Maybe because I was editing the documents, didn't do the here doc here. Yeah, the public key. SSH script body. Yep. Yep. Okay. I'm just gonna let it finish. I'm not gonna edit the file at the same time because maybe it didn't like that, I guess. I don't know. Okay, you did it. Yep. We're gonna fix all the misspellings in a little while. Okay. Mm-hmm. What do you mean? Like, oh, okay. Let's just move this. Let's put that there. Mm-hmm. There we go. God damn it. Mm-hmm. Okay. I saved this one. Oh, I saved this one on another Samba share. Okay. Oh man. What do I think of NixOS for home servers instead of this imperative setup? Oh, I'm scared of Nix. I am scared of Nix. I don't wanna. Oh, I have nothing to. I don't want. I don't know what deal. I don't want to deal with Nix. You know. Now the good thing is that this is a one-time thing. This that I'm documenting right now is just so that I can create the template, and then the process is a little bit easier. Okay. I'm gonna create a VM once we're done with this. But this is the ugly part. And this is the part that I don't do often. I do this like maybe once every 2 years, so I don't care about this specific part too much. But once I have the template, it's way faster and way simpler. But no, I don't want to deal with Nix, to be honest. It's too scary for me. Now, XCP-NG is already complicated enough, you know? A Zen hypervisor is like, imagine adding Nix to the mix, brother. No, like, I wouldn't do anything. Okay. Now, let's see. How are things looking now? Yep. Finally, now we can create the template. Oh, I have a typo there. So it's 3.4. Now the template. All the, yep. will be coming from this template. Advanced, converted templates, click OK. Let's add it to the user dictionary. I already added it, Harper. What the hell? Home templates. Show at the top. Okay. I think it was 13.6, right? 13.6. So I know that the template has no swap file. It already has the public key. My Krishna user added to the sudoers file, and it also has the guest tools, like the XCP-NG tools. Then just deploy a VM as usual, but select the correct template. Create a template. I'm still on that documentation, but we're done. We're almost done. And we moved the documentation to a completely different repo. So we're starting from scratch, okay? We're starting from scratch. Like this doesn't have nothing else. Okay, now that I have created the template, deploy from template using scripts. What do I have there? This deploy from template using scripts. Okay, I have a script for that. So okay, so we already have the template. So we have this pretty organized here. Deploy new Debian version in XCP-NG as a template. So that is what we needed. We already have all the documentation up to date, okay? What I need to do right now is deploy new VM through XO CLI. So there we go. There we can deploy a new VM. No, it's not in my dots. In my scripts repo, just run this and follow the steps. Let's fix the Harper misspellings that are all over the place in this file. We have 19 warnings here from Harper. I think are all of them. So space XX. Let's jump down here. Okay, we need to ignore this one. Oh, you know what? There we go. Gigabytes. Okay, if you're happy with that, Harper. Shell. Well, it was written that way, but okay, let's just fix it so Harper stops bitching about it. All caps? No, this one is not all caps. Just Harper. No, these three. You'll have to. We'll just have to put them like this. We're just trying to avoid offensive language. Should I disable that one? I think I'm gonna disable that warning. Let's see. What is it called? Avoid curses. You can see the name of the whatever it is right there. So nvim lsp config. Oh, I was there already. I was there, right? Yep. Avoid curses equals false. Avoid curses. Let's see if it works. Quit. Okay. So it's not complaining about that anymore. Yep. The base form of the verb. Okay. All caps? No. This one you can correct. I was trying to type guest. Debian. Yep. You can correct that one. EDI. Yep. We can add that one to the user dictionary. Gigabytes. Okay. If you're happy with that, I'm fine. Click OK. Just Harper. It is 2 minutes. Yep. Okay. Only one left is this. So we're just gonna put it like this. So we have a perfectly spelled document. Okay. Now, does this work? And the goal while we're doing all this is so that we can run Ansible and deploy a Kubernetes cluster. But in order to do that, we need some machines. I was looking at an article. Let's see. I'm not gonna do that today, okay? But I was looking at an article yesterday, I think it was. Was it this one? I think it's this one. Yep. So I'm planning to following this because my boy has done most of the work for us. Well, here it is. Yep, this is the one I even started. The only problem is that it's one control plane cluster, and I want to run a 3 control plane cluster plus 3 worker nodes. This is just one, but at least it can help me to get my practice with Ansible. We can try to deploy this these playbooks and see if it works or not, and if it does, then I can work on modifying it so that it becomes a 3 cluster, a 3 control plane node and 3 worker node cluster. That's gonna require quite some work, but the good thing is that we can document everything in the code itself, not on my notes, okay? The only reason that I'm documenting this in my notes is because I have to do all these manual steps. This is just going to be used to set up the foundation pretty much. Okay, so let's try it. Let's see if it works, okay? What name does it give? Cube controller. Let's give it this name just to give it as an example, okay? So now that I have my template and it's up and running, I can come here and I can do new cube controller, add and quit. I want to store it in XCP3, that's fine. If I'm trying to become an infra engineer, I am. I'm trying to expand my skills. I'm a network engineer right now, but I know a little bit of infra. I know a little bit about Kubernetes, Docker, but I have never really mastered them the way that I should in this day and age, since everything is done as code, you know? So I want to learn Ansible and Terraform, which are 2 things that are like pretty sought after by companies, and see what I can do with that, because I cannot continue life this way, brother. I'm just doing networking right now, and it's not bad, you know. It's but I want something else. I want more, okay? And of course, the main idea, the main goal is to have better opportunities for me and my family. And by opportunities, I mean money, you know? So the only way is just getting these skills. The good thing is that with AI, if you know the basics, if you have a good networking base, I think you can use AI as a tool and learn along the way. Of course, if you read the documentation and if you don't blindly trust what the fuck it is outputting and saying, right? I just don't trust it by default. And I didn't test the scripts that it generated right now. I don't know if they work. I will try them when the time comes, like 2 years from now. I should try them, actually, but I just don't want to do it right now. Let's just deploy this VM, okay? Just so you folks can see what this is about. Swap, okay? You remember that my base image has swap disabled, right? But I enable swap here. On this script, I set this to auto power on, set it to no. I install a few tools here, like just Starship and FCF pretty much. I set the shell to CSH. The name of the VM, I don't have to worry about it because it's going to be fixed. So just ignore this name here. And I just need to make sure that I select the correct template here, right? This is what we were doing right now. This is the template that we created. Where's control? Home templates. This one Debian 13.6.0 no swap base. So here I specify the template. So the VM that I'm going to create is going to be based on that 13.6 version. That was what we were working on, okay? Just have some other information here, like my router information. And that's it. Write and quit. Here I have a summary of what's about to happen. And this could be done with Terraform or Ansible, but I just did it with Bash many, many years ago before AI was a thing. So it's just scripts pretty much, you know, but it works and it does a lot of things. You're going to see right now what it does, but here's like a summary. We use Terraform and Kubernetes at my job. It's a big company, so it makes sense, but not sure how to enter that space if you're not a dev. Terraform is a bit easier, but Kubernetes can get, yeah. I did take the Kubernetes certification. It's about to expire, I think. The CKA certification, I think it already expired. I don't know. But yeah, I can get into that area. Okay, that's not a problem. Programming, no. DevOps are the people that were never skilled enough to become developers. That's what DevOps engineers are pretty much. So I don't have the knowledge and the skill to become a developer. I don't have the time. I have the base to get into DevOps, you know, but I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough. DevOps roles at growth stage startups. Those companies usually need someone to manage the ACJ, AWS, Terraform, but they don't need so much of a software engineer. Yep. Big companies are usually useful as well. The one that I was working at before was a huge company, and the roles were clearly defined, right? So, oh man, I was a monitoring engineer there for many years. But that was my role. I didn't go out of it, you know. I didn't do any networking stuff because the network team took care of that. I didn't do any, well, yeah, but I don't know. Startups, you'll have to do a little bit of everything. You'll have to do everything pretty much, which is good because you're going to learn. But I don't know. We're going to see. I'm just going to type yes here to continue. Let's see if this thing works. But yeah, I don't want to switch my path right now to programming because that is like too different from what I'm used to do. And I'm not going to become a good programmer. You know, it's just like, no. I have to level up my skills in an area in which I have a little bit of experience on. But yeah, bottom line, I need to learn Ansible, Terraform, Puppet, I think, Chef. They used to use that at the previous company as well. But I was never in that team, so I don't know. But I think that having a networking background gives you a pretty good base because you know how DNS works, you know how the network works, you know how to reach from one place to the other. And if you cannot reach it, you have an idea on why, you're not able to reach it and how to fix it. So I don't know. All right, Aaron. Talk to you later, man. Maybe tomorrow. So the VM is being rebooted right now. It installed everything, even some base tools that I like installing all the time, right? Like Vim, of course, like a chat, right? It even reserved the IP in my router directly. It added an entry to my DNS servers as well. It added the config to my SSH config file. But this is just something that I use personally. This is something that is not going to be used at a large enterprise, right? This is something that a small business could use, you know, or someone managing a really small network. You're a software engineer and build backend and distributed systems, but I'm more interested in machine learning, which is very different. So I'm trying to expand my skills in that area. Yeah. Yeah, man. It used to be simpler in the past. Now we have to learn more and more and more every time, right? Like if you're like a infra guy, you need to know Kubernetes, you need to know containers, you need to know infrastructure as code, you need to know CI/CD. Well, it's a lot of shit, man. Like, okay, so you see how long it took to create the VM is right here, kube controller, right? And I can SSH into it. Oh, hold on, let me delete that real quick. Oh no, known hosts. Yep. So it's which one? 88.132. There we go. So I'm in the VM that I just created right now. What version are we running? Trixie. Yep. It never ends. Yeah, man. It never freaking ends. Fast fetch, I think that I installed here. Yep. So we have our swap partition, don't we? Yep, we have our 2 gig swap partition right here. Well, swap file at partition, the 4 cores that we specified, the 4 gigs of RAM. So with this, I can deploy VMs quite fast, right? So if I need to deploy 6 VMs for the Kubernetes cluster that I want to play around with, I can easily do it. I can destroy them, bring them back up quite fast. Now I just have to move on to the Ansible part to deploy the Kubernetes cluster. I think this is going to be a good option. I think this repo is going to get me started. I don't have experience with Ansible. I have played with it a little bit, but we're going to see if I'm able to take it any far or if I get completely stuck. Well, nowadays with AI, you don't get stuck too much. It helps you get unstuck faster, you know. But yep, I think I'm going to end it soon because this is what I wanted to do today. And this is working just fine. And Yep, 5 p.m. All right, chat. I don't know if I'm going to do something. Where I'm gonna see what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna live stream tomorrow or not, but we'll see. What should I do after? Should I continue with Emacs? No, I wanna do this right now, but I'm gonna continue with Emacs as well in parallel. We're gonna see. Okay, so bye, chat.